Hello, Akko here again. Welcome back to FTB Unleashed. First thing I want to say is I apologise for last time. I did a bit of an editing cock-up, and by the time Joseph pointed it out to me, he'd already deleted the separate files. My problem is at the minute when I'm recording, I'm getting like 2-minute video blocks, so I'm ending up with like 30 odd video blocks that I put into one video, so it's quite easy to get confused, especially when you're a bit dumb like I am. Anyway, so yeah, I apologise for that. I think there was a doubled up section and possibly a missed section because of that, because I think my numbers were correct. So yeah, I made a mess of that, my bad. I'm doing a couple of little things here. I've done quite a bit of building, well, not building as such, I've done quite a bit of decorating in the Titan. One of the first things I need to mention is my milk ran out, so be careful if you download the world. I put this back onto. I've took 2 of the engines out. It's still not perfect because each of these is it 16 now, isn't it? 16. We've got 40, 50, 64, 120 odd still. So it's pumping miles more than this can actually take. And why is that not turning off when it's full? My triggers aren't working correctly. There we go. So that's just been pumping forever. That's not good. Oh shit. Oh, what's going on there? Starting well. I've just clipped that, which means some of the scaffolding fell down. Son of a bitch. So yeah, that's been pumping overnight. It didn't need to, which is unfortunate. Is that full as well? So that's full as well. So my triggers aren't working correctly here. Let's just send a redstone signal. We should stop the engines, and then they shouldn't start again until it's empty. But both of them that were running, so that's an issue I need to look at. I'll look at that once I finish the video and work out a solution. I may actually rebuild this now because we haven't got a lot of power here, if I'm being honest. The only thing that is pulling power here is all the farms, which I guess is quite expensive. All the farms. What else is using power? The bee stuff uses power, but only when I'm actually crafting stuff. Them farms, all the farms. You see they've stopped growing, which means I've got 8,121 balsa and ebony logs in my system. That's why they've stopped. So the control blocks worked well on them. That's good. While I'm here. My sheep were in there, and if you look in there now, there's no sheep, and there's a wolf. So it looks like the wolf's at the sheep. Oh, poor sheeps. Poor sheeps have been eaten. Another thing while I'm here, quickly point out, if you remember I had the issue with the ME interface here, someone kindly pointed out it was probably because of this conveyor belt pulling that way. It was pulling things out of the ME interface back into the middle, so rather than getting put into the network, they were just getting shoved back into there all the time, which is why it wasn't working properly, which is actually quite obvious when you think about it, but I didn't even consider that having the interface next to the conveyor belt be pulling things out, so that was an issue, that was an error on my part. Yeah, right, a couple of other things before we go to the Titan, a couple of other things here. One thing is, I had loads of wisps when I came in at one point because I'd left this a little bit too long, so you've got to be aware of this, because the amount of extra V you are producing, you will end up going quite over. See, it's just a couple over at the minute, 642, which if you keep that going long enough, that'll start creating flux, and because seems like it's a egg up, because in there that's a generating bee, not a flux sorting out one, then that will start causing you to have wisps if you don't keep on top of this. So when you've got your thing as big as you want it, I guess you want to be taking these crystal clusters down. I'm going to mess around a little bit with this today. It's something I want to show you, and let's do that now. I'm going to put on my goggles of revealing. Just going to mend that as well. A couple of things in my inventory as well that you might be wondering what they're there for. We'll get to that as well. Right, so what have I just knocked down? There we go. They've knocked down. So these can only, I know I can't fly because, there we go. Just replace them scaffold. Scaffolding works a bit weird. If you knock the bottom one out, all the rest will fall down, which is why some of them would collapse then. One thing I'm doing here at the minute is I'm just making loads of copper and aluminium into aluminium brass because of an idea that Dark Abyss gave me to make loads of drawbridge covers for the glass sections of the Titan legs, which is really expensive because it's going to take loads of drawbridges. 3, 6, 12, 24, 48 drawbridges, which is a lot of drawbridges. So I might do that, but I'm going to get all the bits ready just in case I want to do it. Right, the other thing I want to do here, we'll do this bit first. There's a bit I want to sort out over there as well. But you see my node is kind of over here. What I want to do is I want to keep my node above this thing. So I'm just going to make a quick thing in here. And it's called a crystal cluster. Let's do a little bit of Thaumcraft here. Crystal cluster. I've done one of these in my previous videos using Red Power 2 frames. I made it movable. You could make this movable if you use the FFS Calclavia thing. I reckon you could have a mobile one of these so you can move a node. So that's something to be aware of. If you want to move a node away from your base or close to your base, this is how you want to do it. You make this thing. It's called a crystal core. It takes 4 of them mixed crystal clusters and a nether star, so you need to get a nether star for this. Some mutatio, some vacuos, some alienis, some precantatio, and I've got all these bits ready, so let's just turn my coin of fortune off. And the bits we need are all in there. Nether wart, balls, magic wax will get us most of these bits. Jumping there without stepping in. Okay, I stepped in. Bit of my a little bit of toe in there. Nether wart, magic wax. A bit of corpus is probably going to cause some flux now, isn't it? No, it shouldn't do. So you see in there we've got a few things. And if we look in here now, we should have everything we need. I've prepared all this off camera to make a crystal core. There we go, 1 crystal core. Wonderful. And Party Rocker's going to collect that. My #1 fan. And now what you do with this is you put this where you want your nearest node to end up. So I am going to put it above there. Go on, place. Place. That's a half block, so I don't want to place on it, does it? Should be placing one above it though. Why you no place? That's to be actually on a proper block. Let's see. Let's grab another half block. I think I've got some in my bag actually. I have. Nice ebony slabs. Let's place one there. Top of that. Will that mess up this? Are you messed up? That's still half a slab, isn't it? So I don't want to place on top of that. Let's just grab a normal block. We can always get rid of it later. Let's just grab a smooth stone block. Unless something's changed about how you place this, but as far as I know, this is how it works. Right, so that should be a block I can place things onto now. So let us... Oh, what am I doing? Don't I need to make a altar for it, don't I? Of course I do, idiot. I am of course missing a big part of it. I'm sure people were shouting at me just then. If you look at the crystal claw, you make it and you actually put it around some obsidian totems. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 obsidian totems, which I should have in here, as if I forgot about that bit. Not got any in here yet. Right, I'm going to have to go to the base, find out where I've got some of them. I have got some of them. I may mess this up now because I may have to move it. Move it. And if I move it, I think it's going to break. I'm going to have to make it again. Let's have a look. See if I can shift. Let's see if I can right click it with the Vajra. See if it silk touches it. Does. Wonderful. So silk touching that, I'll pick it up as 1. If you don't, it'll break into cores and you will lose some. It'll break into all the little bits, so you have to make more of these again. I nearly made a right cock of that. I'll be back in a sec when I've got some obsidian totems. Okay, I'm back. I've just slept again, and I have got plenty of these totems, so that's good. I had 19 or so. These are what you get from the little places with chests that you find scattered around the landscape. So what you want to do is you want to get 4 of these obsidian totems, 8 I mean, sorry, and make them into that kind of pattern, like so, and then your crystal core goes in between these. Now, how exactly do I want to place this? Let's use my block of cobble again. Now, let's just check in the book. It's been a while since I've done this, and my memory is not the best. So, does that say to me it's... I can never remember if it's in between them 4 or above these 4. I think it's in between these 4. So, I'm going to place it next to this cobble block. And it should be in the right place. Boop. It is. Wonderful. So now, I think that's correct. What I need to do is grab a wand, which I've left in there. So I'll get one out of my tool bag. Have I got one in here? I have. There we go. Wonderful. And now if I right click this guy, it's not working. I put it in the wrong place. Look at that. When I look at it, the thing it says it's loads of dull shards. It's weird, isn't it? I wonder if I've cocked it up with the Vajra. Let's try it placing 1 block higher then. So let's go. Let's go here. Do you want to be here? Let's try it now. I think that may be it. I think I may have cocked this up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make another one of these. In fact, I'm going to break it normally, see what we'll get. Just to show you. I'll remake it. So you see, if you break it normally, you always get your nether star back. You get most of your shards back, but not all of them, it seems. I thought you got some back as dulls, but I thought you got the right number back, but some were dull. But it turns out I've not actually got the right number back either. Unless some have gone in there. No, none have gone in there. So I've lost 2 red, 2 blue, sorry, 3 blue, and 2 purple. I've lost there. So I'll remake them. Oh no, there we go. So let's count that again. So 2, 2, and 1. So yeah, they all get made into dull shards. Look, so we haven't actually lost any shards. We have created some dull shards. We've lost the aspects we used to make this, of course, but we've not actually lost the amount of shards. I'll remake them. See if that was an issue with me Vajra in it, because I have had an issue with Vajra and a couple of things. I've had an issue with steel tanks getting turned into iron tanks when I've been using the Vajra to break them. Steel tank blocks, and also some cables. I've had some glass fibre cable turned into normal copper cable using the Vajra. So there is weird issues abound with it. Right, I'll remake this. I'll be back in a sec when that's done. Okay then, I am back, and I've remade this crystal core. So let's see if it was because of the Vajra. Now, looking at an old video of mine, it looks like it sits above it. So I think we want to put that there. Let's get rid of these 2 blocks. And now right clicking with the wand, unless I'm totally confused about what I'm doing here, you can't get up there, can he? Unlucky little fella, nicked it before you. So, if I get on there. So used to flying with a flight controller when I've not got it. What's going on? When I've not got it because I've got the goggles on, it makes a mess of me. So, right click of our wand. There we go, so it's working now. So I think that was because of the Vajra, so you need to be aware of that. And what's going to happen here is that's going to float up, start sending shafts of light out, and it's going to pull the node to it. So you can use that to pull a node to you. Now, of course, I've just got it static here. I'm going to keep pulling it back there when I make more trees, which I shall make in just a second once it's there. That shouldn't take long at all. It'll take a minute or 2. that'll pull it back to there, and so we can keep resetting our node back exactly where we want it. Not that you ever, well, sometimes you may want to, but it also looks pretty cool. And if it pulls it away again, I should be able to just click that again and it should pull it back again. So we'll see, we'll pull that away. And you see how much that used loads of ore there, didn't it? Because all these have gone light purple. I think, does that use 200 per operation when you do it? So you need plenty of ore for that as well. Right, while that's happening, the other thing that I've had an issue with is, remember this node over here? This 659 was being high. It was actually dangerous when I came on the other day. So what I've done is I found the node again using the thermometer. Before it was, this is weird down here, I've got a lag issue. See the way the screen's jerking? That's something to do with what's going on down here, that. Because it's only in this chunk. Oh, so far, I'm going to look into that more. But it's just really just stopping every few seconds. I've had that issue before, I can't remember what caused it, but it really is a pain in the ass. It doesn't happen in my base, but it happens over here. I meant to actually check that before I came back on. I found the node again, it's there, it's near this spider spawner. So I've just put a little bee. I've put the BE with a purify node effect on it. I just got that running in a circle, and I was just going to avoid all the combs it made, but I noticed it was making these guys. So aspects. So look at all them aspects it's made. So I put this in yesterday, and since then it's made all these different aspects. So that's the other thing that a bee with a magic node will do. So the purify node, it purifies the node by pulling the aspects out. And because this was dangerous, it has loads of aspects in, so we can take them and use them. And these are pretty cool. You can combine 8 if you wanted to with. I've got something in my bag there. I've got something in my bag there. Organised chaos. So I'll pull all these out. And what you can do with these is you could make them into vials, but that's a bit of a waste. Yeah, it's an issue. Laggy issue. Now is it this chunk? Is that happen when I'm stood up here as well? Yeah, it seems to be. Look, every few seconds the screen just sticks, but it doesn't happen over here. So there's something weird over there. There's something weird and shitty over there. So what we can do with these things, if you've got to the stage where you've got a node purifying bee, you can then just create loads of flux because it'll grow these things for you. And if we wanted to, we could surround a vial. So I'll just show you that for the sake of it. Even though I'm not going to do it like that. Let's put all these in there out of the way. Useful, well, semi-useful. By the time you've got a decent bee, to be honest, you've probably got enough resources to get aspects other ways, you know. But that was dangerous, so I wanted to make it lower anyway. So I've got all these. Last one there. What's that going? Beeswax. Weird. Don't know why I'm carrying that around for. So let's have a look. The one thing you could do is, let's get a useful one. Precantatio. Loads of mutatio. Precantatio will do. So one thing you can do, you can surround a vial to get vials of them, but we don't actually need to do that at all. What's the better way of doing it, I think, is what we've got there: 16, 32, 48. 48, so we'll leave 16 in there. You can just stick them straight into here. So 48 precantatio in there, and if I want that, I'll fill all the alembics up and he'll go put it into a jar for me. Cheers, guy. So you can just change them into aspects nice and quick, or just leave them to pile up if you don't need them. So useful aspects you can put into a chest. So I'll probably fill up a thing full of mutation, because I don't think I've got any of that. So yeah, there we go. So that's the other bit of Thaumcraft I wanted to show you. And there you see, this has stopped now, and the node is nice and safely on the aspect there. It says dual shard again when I look at it. Look, weird. But what I'm going to do is, one last bit of Thaumcraft for this episode, is I'll just plant a few more trees. Oops. quick, won't it? And get out my hoe of growth. Grow these bad boys. So 4 more little nodes should appear, and then cut these down. And you see that's pulling it this way again as it merges. So there we go, that's merged. So it nice and quickly moves. So it's pulled out of the way a little bit again. So in theory, right clicking this with a wand again should pull it back. Let's see if it does. And it does, look. So you don't have to move that. You can just keep pulling your node back where you want it. Now, of course, with the MFFS thing, you could have it so you can move nodes. So if you've got a dangerous node under your house, probably the most useful thing for it. If you want to see something just for the sake of doing it, my ultimate series, my first series, near the end of that, just for something to do, I was pulling a big node from a big natural spawn dark node. I was pulling it towards my base just for fun, using a red power frame hot air balloon. But you could do it with the MFFF one as well. You could pull, say for example, the node that used to be over here, if I wanted it, rather than grow a node, I could have just pulled it across using the MFFS. You've got to take it nice and slow. I think it's got about 16 block range, this thing, so keep it nice and slow, and it should work. So there we go. Just messing around for the sake of it. Getting low on saplings again. Right, so the other thing I've been doing is I've been making some more of this glass, and I don't know if I did this on camera before. I think I might have done this in the stream. This ethereal glass, you use this thing, Division Sigil, and it's all very explosive. Division Sigil is quite a trick. I don't know if that stream got put onto the... Oh, this while we're here. 3786, that was leather, that was beef. If we look, I turned it off at over 8,000 leather. And raw beef was 800 odd, so that definitely worked, so get rid of that. Yeah, I think I definitely did the Division Sigil activating on a stream. I'm not sure if I showed you how to make the glass, so I'm just going to make a bit of glass now. I'm going to take 16 of them, and let's get a bit of glass as well. And I'll take 64 glass. Now, the thing I like about this stuff is players can walk through it, but nothing else can. So it looks like this has done a good job at keeping my NPC trapped in here. Stelio's never left here. I'm pretty sure he would have if he could. So it looks like it traps NPCs as well. So I kind of like that. I'm going to use that in the Titan a bit. I've started to use it a little bit. So to make this stuff's really dangerous. To make the sigil, you have to loot the actual sigil and activate it using a like like a ritual where you've got to sacrifice an animal. It may be on one of my streams. I think Direwolf did it yesterday or the day before anyway, so if you want to see it, there's that. You can see it like that. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to blow one of these up on purpose just to show you. Now if you think where is that? Oh, I've got the wrong goggles on. Let's put my armor back on first. A wonderful 16 FPS. It's actually not as bad as sometimes. 16 more than 10, and sometimes down below 10. Right, I should have maybe slept as well while I was in there, but screw it. So let's jump back in here. And yeah, so I think I've got 20 hearts because I've got 10 hearts, and then I've got the 10 hearts from the heart canister, so I've actually got 20 hearts of health here. So let us just, I don't want to blow that crafting table up, so I'll do it in my inventory. Let's just make one of these. So you make one of these using an iron ingot and a diamond either side of your Division Sigil, and what that does, that gets you an unstable ingot. Now, when I do it in my inventory, because using the pocket crafting table, I get that weird thing there, but so that's going to explode. 3, 2, 1. You only get 10 seconds for that. Now, I'm nice and safe in here. Look how much health I've got left. It took 12 hearts off me. So even in full modular power suit, if I didn't have the extra hearts from the heart canisters, that would have killed me in a full MPS. So, quite significant amount of damage. So you've got to be careful when you're making these. The way you do it properly, of course, is you have to craft within that 10 seconds. And because of that issue, if you saw the issue there with the looked like craft packet stampers, I think that's because of the pocket crafting tables for factorisation. I actually prefer doing this in a crafting table. So I'm just going to make one more bit of this glass just to show you how it's done. So one ingot, one bit of diamond, your sigil in the middle there. It starts with 256, so you see I've used like 30 odd uses of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to make that, put it in there, and that's going to start counting down. So it's down to 5, 4, then if you make it into stuff, then it doesn't explode. So that's how you make ethereal glass. Just wanted to show you that. And now, if we head to the Titan, I'll show you where I've used it. Let's turn this off, put that back in there for getting in and out, and we can head across to somewhere different. Now, I suppose I should show you what's different in here before we go, so let's just put this stuff back. I don't know why I grabbed all that. Let's put all that stuff back, put that magenta flower in there, why not, and I was going to put that on my bar so it regens. It only seems to regen when it's in your bar these days. I can put some of the stuff back. I'll put my division sigil away and my Wonder of the Thaumcraft edge. And for now I'll put my diamond handsaw away. Builder's wand, Wonder vehicle trade, ebony slab there for some reason. Don't know why I'm carrying them around with me. There we go. So now if we come upstairs, upstairs is pretty much been emptied. I've got rid of the induction furnaces, I've got rid of the macerators, the compressors and the extractors. I've got rid of the recycler. The recycler still doesn't work as well as I'd like it, so I'll get to that in a minute. I've still got the mass fabricator here, I've not moved that yet, and I've not moved the breeder reactor yet. They're still here, but they're getting moved soon. And this of course is just sat there waiting to get used again. That's the condenser, ME condenser, making what I used to make the singularities. So the upstairs is pretty much clear, so Corey reloaded on his own, and look how cool he looks in this texture pack. I actually think I like the faces of the normal texture pack better, with the big noses, even though that does look pretty cool. So if we head to the Titan, you're probably not going to see a great deal different from the outside, but on the inside I've done a bit of building and stuff. First thing I've done is I've put a roof on this bit, so let's start up here. I've done anything outside which last saw me. I don't think I have. I put some lights round because it was a bit dark at night. I don't think I've done anything on the outside. No, I haven't. No. So what I've done is I've put a flooring up here, so we've got a full size floor up here, and I've made the middle bit of it glass. I've put an arcane levitator up and down just so we can get up here without a jetpack if needed. And I've just been doing a bit of decorative stuff in here, so I've used some of these ethereal glasses here, which will come out to both the guns. These are the ways out to the guns. So I wanted to kind of block that from NPCs coming in and out, because I'm going to have different NPCs in different areas. I might have to block this stuff from going through there as well. So I may have to put something in front of that. There's my way up. Of course, there's my way down. I've been making some of this safety thing that I've used before that I like to do. This is just iron strips. This is why I've got iron strips and wool strips. So with iron strips and wool strips you can make a nice safety rail. I think it just adds to a build, looks kind of alright. And then we come down here. Don't know if I like the look of this or not yet. I've made all this quartz. It's kind of gothic-y looking, so I guess that's what I'm going for. I'm not putting anything this side yet, but this side is where all my IC2 machines have gone. So there we go, we've got 3 induction furnaces, the 2 extractors, the 2 compressors. I made an extra macerator, so we've now got 2 macerators. And there's the recycler, so I moved them across here. So yeah, and let's put a bit more of that fence around just to give it a bit of effect. I think it looks alright, adds to it alright. Now this is what I've just mentioned. I don't like this still, I never have. This has never worked well, to be honest. If you remember, I use ME storage bus to send stuff that I don't want into the recycler, but if they get blocked in there, then they get sent into a unformatted chest. So be aware, if you download my world, you'll probably get stuff backing up because of this. I've kind of made it a little bit better by putting the hopper in, But of course, if 5 things go into the hopper can only go at 1 a second. So if a lot of stuff comes in at once, that blocks up pretty quick anyway, and then you get backlog. So pretty much each day I log onto this, I've got some kind of backlog to deal with. So I've started putting less stuff through there. Where's my... Oh. I think the stair fell into the hopper and got recycled. Brilliant. Son of a bitch. That's because I didn't have my coin of fortune turned on, I guess. Turn that back on. Unless it's over here. You hear stair? No, it looks like the stair got sucked in. It's a cock, innit? Quartz. Quartz stair. Let's get rid of that ethereal glass. Put that back. So yeah, be aware that if you do download my world, that don't work as well as it should. So I've started adding more stuff, just dumping it straight off. So I've got like beeswax, sawdust and stuff goes straight into the trash now. Because we're nearly at 8,128 with the UU matter anyway. So I'm keeping an eye on my steel production. It's up to 1700 using the automation from last time. And right, I'm going to cut the camera there and I'll see how long the video is. I'll see what else we can squeeze in. Back in a sec. Right then, we're up to 31 minutes, so this is going to be the last bit of the video. I'm just going to do a little mess around for the last few minutes, and I've not really done much apart from a bit of Thaumcraft. I've moved the to-do list here. I've brought that across and I've quartzed off this area. Just some quartz pillar blocks on the side up there. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit, but see there I've got like quartz pillars around that bit. And anyway, it's like a roof area. I've got quartz pillar blocks in a square pattern there. And I've just got them in a crossways pattern there just because that's the way they went. But most of the roof, I've done this down here as well with quartz. And I've also put these across here, some of this ethereal glass, so it's just stopping the that'll stop the NPCs going down into the engine room. If I've got any down, if I put any down here, then I'll have to create a way of stopping them going up as well. So I may put some ethereal glass blocking this column here, because I can of course put it anywhere where I want to go, and I don't want NPCs to go. I also made this into half blocks. Someone very kindly mentioned that in the comments. Thank you very much for that. It does actually work, and the lasers don't get in the way of the floor now, so I'm a bit happy with that. Yeah, I might put ethereal blocks there as well, just so I can get out. Anyway, they kind of look gothic-y, I suppose, which is what a Titan's meant to look gothic-y. So they kind of fit. It's starting to come together. Anyway, last couple of minutes. If you see on the to-do list, we can actually get rid of. We can get rid of Thaumcraft crystal cluster. So I had that on there. Now, extra trees flooring. I'm going to put that there. Extra trees flooring. So I'm going to let Xeno's torches. I'm just going to do now, because now I am using the Vajra. I don't have the right click to place torches, which is why I was only just using standard torches before. Now I've got the Vajra. I don't have that right click to place torches anymore, so I have to actually go and place torches. So I might as well have an upgrade for this. And there's a nice thing in Xeno's reliquary that we haven't used much of. Of course, we've got a coin of fortune that never leaves our inventory, but we haven't used much. There's a couple of things I want to make here. Just get rid of that wrath lamp because we don't need it. And I've got most of the bits ready. First thing you need is some of these condensed splash serums. They're made with glowstone, gunpowder, nether wart. Ordinary water is just a vial made with water, and the vials are just pretty straightforward. They're just glass. You get 5 at a time. Where are they? I won't show you that, but they're quite straightforward to make that. Then you combine them with glowstone, and not like that you don't. Tool. Combine them with glowstone and make some this glowing water that you can throw at undead, which is quite cool. A couple of things I want to make here. The first thing is the Sojourner's Staff, which is pretty awesome. We've got gold, blaze rod, magma creams, a couple of these glowing waters. I guess there's this thing called Sojourner's Staff. Now, some of them make that, some of them put it on my bar. Look at that, it's eating them torches up. What this can fit in it, this can fit 8 stacks of torches in, so let's make some more torches. Let's have 8 stacks of torches. And we'll keep eating these. I'll come back in a second when they're done. And the other thing I'm going to make here, just for the sake, while I was making some glowing water, I thought I might as well make one of these as well. More glowing water, bit of TNT, and gold nuggets. Holy hand grenades. If you're having trouble killing withers and you've got Xenos, this is what you want to use. Of course, Xenos, you get your valves back. That's how you make your valves. Just planes of glass. They can go back in there. If you're having trouble killing withers, this is what you want to be using. I'll show you in a minute. Let's go and kill one. So what was I making? Torches. Let's have all these torches out of there. And you see the staff's eating them up and it's filling its spar up. Put it in the main slot when I'm up a torch. And it'll consume all these. So you've now got pretty much 8 stacks of torches in your bar there. Which is really cool if you don't want to keep having to fill them back up. So there we go, 8 stacks of torches in there. Let's get rid of that. And we can place a torch on the floor as you normally would. And it uses one out of the stack. If you pick it back up, it'll go straight back into the stack. But as well as being able to place torches like that, you can also fire torches. You see it's fired up there, but when you fire it, it'll use more than one. So if you come back and get this, because I fired that some distance, get stuck on the handrail there. Because I fired this some distance, we should now, if I get these other torches out of here, so it's 43. 40, so that uses 2 extra. So me firing that to there, instead of using 1 torch, it used 3. And you can fire them quite some distance, and they use up to 8, no matter, depending on how far you fire them. So that's quite a useful thing. So join the staff, nice thing to have in your bar. Plenty of torches in that. Let's go to sleep before we move on. And then I'll just quickly kill a wither using these holy hand grenades. Like I said, this is mainly if you're having trouble killing a wither. Of course, the setup that we've got, we're not having much trouble anyway. But oops, if you was having trouble, these are quite cheap to make. So you don't actually need. You could do a lot earlier than getting a full power suit, for example. Let's go down into our little place down here again. Turn that on. Get our multi-tool and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make ourselves a wither. And then 1, 2, 3, of course. That gets us a wither. So get these holy hand grenades on your bar. If you are having trouble, I say if you're not having trouble, then you don't really need these. These are a bit excessive. But if you're struggling a bit, see how much damage that took off him? That's actually been nerfed quite a bit, that's good to know. That took 4 of them, took him down to half health, which is pretty good. So you maybe need 2 stacks to fully kill him. Cool, since last time I used them, oh, I'm withered, cool. When I used them last, 3 of them, I think 3 of them killed him outright. So that has been made a bit more sensible. Got myself a 3 nether star there. So yeah, 2 stacks of them will probably kill you with her pretty quick, as long as your aim's good, because you do have to throw them at him. I thought it was worth showing you, good to know. And just before we go, you saw me put on the to-do list there, the flooring. Well, if we're looking here, let's put another star in there. There we go. If we're looking here, we've now got, of course, loads of ebony, loads of balsa. So this is the kind of pattern I'm going to be going for now. I need to do. I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to take me ages to try and work out how I actually want it. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to put a border around the edge of my floors, and then once we're inside the border, I'm going to have a look at some kind of checker plate pattern. Where's checkers? There they are. Checkered pattern. So we'll see how that looks. I say it's going to take me a while. I'm going to do a bit of trial and error. Of course, we need wood polish for this. So but you make that in a carpenter using beeswax, so you do need a bit of bees for this as well as trees. But of course, you need bees for trees anyway. So I am going to play with that, and when next time you see this world, there may, if I get time to do it, there may be some patterned flaws in the Titan. We'll see. So there we go. I'm going to wrap up the video there. Of course, I can do it with the panels as well. Wrap up the video there. As always, thank you very much for watching. I hope it's entertaining. And there'll be a stream coming up after this video, so if you're free when the videos first goes up, I hope you join me for the stream. Cheers, bye.